What's the penalty when a company does not issue a 1099? We've repeatedly tried reaching a vendor but no response. Besides a fee per incident, is there backup withholding implication? Great question. There is a backup withholding implication, and Kim is talking about the 28%. There are a couple things you can do to protect the organization. One, reach out to the vendor in writing, and reach out at least 3 times and document this and save this. Secondly, you can still file a 1099 even if you don't have all the information that's required. If the 1099 vendor, for example, doesn't give up their tax ID, do you have a name and address? Use the name and address. You can still protect the issuing organization to whatever extent possible. And just in case they're audited, you can say, look, I went with what I had, the vendor refused to provide it, and I asked for it at least 3 times in writing, here you go. So those are some of my best techniques for you. Also, of course, there's the proactive technique of the proactive technique of making sure that the accounting department, or if you're outsourced, your firm is aware. And if you're an organization that's not accountants, if you have an outsourced accountant or an outsourced accounting firm, make sure you have an information process in place to make them aware, such that when you take on working with an LLC, an LLP, an independent contractor, anybody who's not a corp or an Inc. in their name for providing services or a mix of products and services, you need that Form W-9 to be transmitted securely to you before services are provided and before money is paid. Because if you don't get that information, your organization is really required to withhold 28% and send it into the IRS in order to avoid the fees that Kim is talking about. And worst case scenario, you could end up paying the vendor in full and still having to pay an extra 28% to the IRS. They don't care that you already paid the vendor in full. They're going to say you should have withheld 28% if you didn't have the information. And I had this pain look on my face because I feel your pain. And Kim, you have clients. I feel your client's pain, and I know that you're feeling the client's pain as well. So those are my best techniques for you, is write 3 times, send it in anyway, even if you have incomplete information. And when it's possible to be proactive, make sure to get that W-9 securely before, hey Paula, before any information is, before any services are rendered and before any money changes hands.